Welcome to AI Dispatch, your channel for the latest AI videos on YouTube. If you don't want to miss these updates, please like, subscribe, and share. Today's video comes from All In Podcast. Binance founder CZ recounts the complete arc of his legal confrontation with the DOJ, the reality of serving time in a US federal prison, and the unglamorous iteration-driven process that actually constructed one of crypto's largest platforms. This is not the polished origin story most expect. During a recent interview, Binance founder CZ disclosed a statistic he encountered while serving time in the US federal prison system. He states the US maintains approximately 2 million incarcerated individuals and allocates more funding to prisons than to education. That data point, however, was secondary to the operational reality he observed during his 4-month sentence. He described a facility structure that contradicts popular assumptions about incarceration. Rather than disorder, he encountered a highly regimented environment, though organized along unexpected lines. He reports that US prisons frequently segregate inmates by ethnicity. As an Asian individual, he was assigned to an Asian unit. He characterizes this as a system structured by cultural grouping rather than chaos, a practice guards reportedly support because it minimizes internal friction. This became his daily environment after being informed he would be the wealthiest individual to ever serve time in a US prison, positioning him as a potential extortion target. Underpinning this personal experience was a legal confrontation of extraordinary scale. He characterized the negotiations with the US Department of Justice as unrelenting. For over a year, the process involved daily communication with a legal team ranging from 12 to 20 attorneys. He reports his own counsel repeatedly stated, "We have never seen them this hostile." The financial and temporal stakes were substantial. The DOJ pursued a 3-6-month sentence, double the maximum guideline applicable to his case. The charge he ultimately validated was a single count of a banking secrecy violation, a registration failure. He states explicitly no one went to jail for this in history. The presiding judge ultimately rejected the prosecution's proposed enhancements and issued a 4-month sentence. This legal ordeal contrasts sharply with the unplanned, almost accidental origin of Binance itself. The company did not begin as an exchange. CZ disclosed that it started as a software licensing operation. They sold exchange software to approximately 30 different clients before deciding to operate their own platform. The strategic pivot occurred when the Chinese government shut down the majority of their client base. They required a new business model. Inspiration arrived when another crypto project successfully raised $15 million with nothing more than a white paper and a website. He concluded, if they can do it, so can we. The Binance ICO was executed. The structure involved selling 60% of the newly created BNB token for $15 million. Approximately 20,000 individuals participated. He estimates that 80 to 90% of those initial buyers were Chinese. He also offered a candid acknowledgement. Even to this day, I don't know the identities of many of those early ICO participants, underscoring the opacity inherent in token distribution mechanisms. This was not his first high-risk financial commitment. Years prior, in 2013, he executed a personal move few would replicate. He sold his Shanghai apartment for approximately $900,000 and dollar cost averaged the entire sum into Bitcoin at roughly $600 per coin. That decisiveness characterized Binance's operational culture from the start. When China subsequently banned crypto exchanges, his team responded immediately. He reports they physically relocated approximately 30 people to Tokyo and relaunched the product within weeks. That product, he noted, was forked from an open source demo. What differentiated Binance competitively? The answer reduced to a single observable factor: execution speed. He states that during that period, users could visually confirm that placing an order on Binance was significantly faster than on rival platforms. Low latency execution was a tangible, measurable differentiator. He provided a technical detail for those focused on performance optimization. He explained how relocating pre-trade risk checks from software into the FPGA, the chip embedded on the network card itself, could reduce round-trip latency from approximately 100 microseconds to just 20. This emphasis on performance reflects a broader, counterintuitive business philosophy. CZ contends that the primary success metric for a platform is not revenue, it is daily active users. He states, even if your revenue is zero, user adoption constitutes the definitive proof of value. It confirms you are building something people actually want. This principle also informed one of the more revealing disclosures regarding the FTX collapse. Binance was an early investor, receiving approximately 20% equity in the company. They did not retain that position. He reports they exited in July of 2021, a full year and a half before FTX's implosion. Regarding the future, he offered a prediction with significant implications for the crypto sector. He anticipates AI agents will constitute the industry's largest user base. He contends these agents will transact at volumes and velocities that exceed human capacity, and traditional banking infrastructure will not serve as a viable on-ramp. The transaction density and speed required by agent-based systems will necessitate an entirely different financial infrastructure. For crypto to achieve that scale, he identified a critical structural limitation. He asserts the primary obstacle preventing Bitcoin from achieving mainstream adoption is its deficiency in privacy and fungibility. He argues privacy is a societal necessity, and the transparent architecture of most blockchains represents a fundamental barrier. This focus on core utility rather than speculative mechanics is something he has applied to his new free education initiative. He made a deliberate choice to avoid tokenizing it. His rationale addresses the incentive problem directly. If you issue a token for education, people will farm it. He sought to prevent learners from becoming token farmers, ensuring the focus remained exclusively on education. The entire trajectory, from software vendor to global exchange, from legal battle to incarceration, diverges sharply from the standard lightning in a bottle startup narrative. The fundamental lesson he extracts from his experience is a sobering reality for entrepreneurs. He states that 99.9% of successful businesses are not the product of a single flash of genius. They result from months and years of relentless iterative grinding. If you're interested in the video featured in this episode, click the link below to watch the original.